All right, good morning, Vietnam. I have no idea what is going on tonight, but we are back with Frightmare HQ. We've been demon possessed. Lots of craziness going on tonight. Charles is like his audio is in and out. Are you there, Charles? Yeah. Hey, see there? We've got audio issues with Charles now. I can't hear a word you're saying, buddy. This is the craziest night ever. But I want to welcome you guys back. We're just going to start all over and see if we can fix all of the issues and get everything going again. Because obviously, it's been one thing after another. The stream looks good. I'm looking at the stream right now live. Everything's looking great. And we'll just kind of wait for Charles to get his audio going. And whenever he talks and we hear him, then we'll know he's good. But we started out with, already we started out with Torso on the last Doomed stream. So, let's get back in here and let's see who's all in here with us. Looks like we got Scooby D is back. I hear you now, Charles.
I don't know what's going on with the Zoom. I keep hitting mute and unmute, and eventually you can hear me, and then it'll just stop. Let's try this again.
So here we are. Horror awaits us in 1973.
All right, guys, 1973. Yes.
Boom.
We're going to pretend this is where we first started. We haven't been on yet. So 1973, welcome. That's all we're going to go again.
1973, right, welcome. Boom. All right.
What's the first movie on the list, Lloyd?
Well, the first movie on the list is Torso from 1973.
That sounds familiar. Torso, huh? What's the synopsis of Torso?
It's like we've almost already talked about this. A string of appalling lust murders shocks a university as a sadistic serial killer strangles to death beautiful college college girls with a red and black scarf. It is the giallo slasher film Torso, directed by Sergio Martino.
Oh, Sergio Martino. I feel like we talked about him recently. What a great guy that Sergio Martino was. Doing all those giallo movies and stuff. The giallo pudding pop man he was. Yeah, so, like I said, I like Torso. Torso was released by Arrow back in 2018.
Yeah.
Great cinematography, good cast, great screenplay by Gastaldo. I enjoyed Torso, a little more graphic than some of the other stuff Martino did, but what are you going to say? I mean, it's a fun watch.
A big scene cut from that film or something, and then it was they reinserted it every now and then with special editions. You would get to see that scene or something. That's what I remember.
Yeah, there was a few alternate versions. There's a UK version was a little bit longer. It's like a couple of minutes. I don't know exactly what they cut out, to be honest. I don't know if it's one scene, but it's like 2 minutes longer.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot, whatever it was.
That's what you tell all the boys, all right?
And you know what? I think we might have a trailer for this film, Charles.
Oh my God, a trailer, you say?
Let's check it out.
Holy crap. What?
Now, Carlo Ponti, who brought you Dr. Zhivago, takes you on a journey into the bizarre, terrifying world of the psychosexual mind. Torso. It saturates the screen with terror. Rated R.
Oh, there it is. Isn't that great? Look at that. I'm watching it. Are you watching it right now, Charles?
I can't stop laughing. I don't know what's going on. This is my life. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, if you're having fun, that's what we're here for. We're just here to make you laugh, screw shit up as much as possible. see, torso. There it is. Let me see if I can raise it up and see if that does anything.
I can't exist anymore. My torso hurts.
I want to see if torso will play better now. Let's try it. I'm going to try it.
Now, Carlo Ponti, who brought you Dr. Zhivago, takes you on a journey into the bizarre, terrifying world of the psychosexual mind. Torso. It saturates the screen with terror. Rated R.
It saturates the screen of terror unless it's split into two different screens on your screen. That's what happened. Oh, they liked it better in 3D vision.
It saturates. I'm trying to tell all the boys.
Oh, Lord.
Woo!
All right, here we go. The third film on our list tonight.
What's the second film?
Oh yeah, we did the
right.
second film. Oh, that's what you were
We're
talking
still on
about
the
when
first.
we got rudely interrupted.
Oh my
again,
God!
Charles.
All right,
Do
guys.
it again. Do it live.
We just redid the first one, so let's redo the second one.
Exactly.
February 1973, guys. Victorian scientist injects his daughter with the essence of evil. No, it's not a porn movie. It is The Creeping Flesh, a British film directed by Freddie Francis. Freddie Francis, we mentioned. Francis! Francis!
They're here, Freddie Francis.
Fuck you, gypsy mofo. Let me tell you something.
They're here, let's talk about Freddie Francis.
You goddamn son of a bitch!
We're doing it live, Charles.
You're broke. We got this jalopy set up. Hold on.
Yeah, hang
all
on
right,
just a
Freddie
second.
Francis. What's wrong now?
No. You're good. You're good. Go for it. Do it.
No. So, Freddie Francis, we mentioned him last week because he did 72's Tales from the Crypt. Director did a lot of Amicus films. He also won a couple Oscars later on. Creeping Flesh has Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing in it. It's a pretty fun movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember really enjoying this one.
It's been a while for me too, but I love Cushing. He's one of my favorites, so I can always take some Peter Cushing. And this is one. That's why I like us doing this series, though, because it really helps me, kind of just go back and think, oh yeah, that is a great movie, and I haven't seen it in a long time. Let's watch it again.
Yeah. I don't mind Peter Cushing either. You know what they say, the bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing.
The bigger the Cushing, the sweeter the pushing. Oh,
I've lost my damn mind.
What is wrong, Charles?
Everything is broken.
Oh, it'll be all right.
But this is it's a fun movie though. Like any other movies, they're really gothic. It was it's good to see anything with Lee and Cushing in it. They're both good actors, and they can kind of run any kind of movie you give them. I like this. It's fun. I recommend giving it a watch. Go for it.
You say go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Creep that flesh. Creep that flesh, you dirty pervert.
Well, here's one that people are going to like.
No, they
This
won't.
came out March 16th, 1973. The military attempts to contain a man-made combat virus that causes death and permanent insanity in those infected as it overtakes a small Pennsylvania town. This is The Crazies, written and directed by George A. Romero.
Oh, I know that movie.
We know George.
I saw that movie. I saw that movie once.
I saw that movie.
I know George.
George made that movie.
George, my friend. I don't know.
Absolutely. Good flick. Definitely a return to form for George because he kind of, went off the beaten path for his next couple of films after Night of the Living Dead. So this was a nice return to his horror roots. And it had Lynn Lowry in it.
Yeah, it did have Lynn Lowry in it. I enjoyed this movie. I always feel like, the first time you watch Crazies, it can be kind of a tough watch. It could be a little bit of a tough watch. But I feel like it gets better each time you watch it. You start picking up more, start enjoying it more. Of course, Romero not only directed it, like you said, he wrote it, he edited it. He did a lot of work on this. Bill Heinzman was the cinematographer on this, the cemetery zombie from Night of the Living Dead. Mm-hmm. I think it was like one of the only movies he was a cinematographer on, which I always thought was interesting. But it was kind of Romero's movies. Yeah, it was kind of Romero's movies. He always had his crew, his family, everybody. His people who worked with him were always involved in different stuff. So
I think
really good.
Striner was involved in this a little bit, wasn't he?
I can't remember what Striner did. If he was. A couple. That's kind of like, if you guys see Night of the Living Dead, basically everybody involved in Night of the Living Dead was kind of involved with other George stuff. And they wouldn't do the same things. George would be like, hey, I need somebody to deliver some sandwiches. They'd be like, I got those sandwiches, George. I'm a caterer now.
Hey, I pulled up a video that I'm going to show everybody.
Oh, no, Loyd, not again. Last time you got in trouble.
Yeah, I know, but here we go.
I want to see it.
It's Bill O'Reilly.
We're gonna get copyrighted again for the 397th time. I'm tired of filling out copyright rejection claims.
This is what it feels like for us, though.
Guys, let me tell you guys, I appreciate you guys hanging with us because I'm sorry I lost my mind there for a while, but it's so weird because everything works fine. Then I just all of a sudden log in with Loyd. Loyd's like, hold on a second, nothing works again. And I'm like, I don't know, Loyd. I just joined you.
Shh, we're listening to Bill.
Are we still listening to Bill?
Yeah, he's still on. This is what live. Scooby says he can't even hear it.
Oh, nobody can hear anything, Loyd. Who knows? I feel like we're gonna have to just. I feel like this is our last stream, guys. This is the end of Frightmare HQ.
We're done.
This is the last stream.
Frightmare HQ. So
sorry, guys. This is the last one. Thanks for joining us. God bless America, and we'll see you guys 3 or 4 years from now when we come back. This is our last one.
Lord, well, y'all go look that video up. That's good old Bill O'Reilly, doing his famous "We'll Do It Live," right, Charles?
Yeah.
I'll go look that up.
I don't even know anymore.
Okay, so let's move on, Charles. How about that?
All right.
We did the Creeping Flesh. We did the Crazies.
All right, guys.
Next up is a favorite of mine, Charles. Do it, Charles.
March 30th, 73. Locked in a vault, 5 men stripped down to their underwear and swap stories of recurring nightmares. It's another Amicus film, The Vault of Horror, directed by Roy Baker and based on the EC Comics series. Loyd? You like that one,
Loyd? I love Vault of Horror. I love everything Amicus, you know that. But I also love EC Comics a lot too. So, yeah, this is a great anthology. It's one of the good ones. I think it's something I would highly recommend. What about you, Charles? You like Vault of Horror?
Yeah, I always liked this one. And, Roy, I can't say all his words. Roy Ward Baker, 3 words that are really hard to say when you've been laughing for 20 minutes. But he's been a director staple on the 70s so far. I mean, we've seen him in, 70, 71, 72, and now there's 2 on the list, 73 for him. And, Vault of Horror, it took the same outline as Tales from the Crypt from the year before and gave us some more stories. But Vault of Horror actually has one of my favorite Amicus anthology tales in it, and that's the Drawn and Quartered, which is about the voodoo painter. That's such a great story.
A great story.
Yeah, I mean, it's got fantastic performances from Tom Baker, Tom Baker would go on to be one of the Doctor Who doctors. And also Denholm Elliott, who was Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he was Coleman in Trading Places. It's a fantastic role for both of them, and I really enjoy it. It's kind of up there with me, that and Tales from the Crypt. They're great companion pieces, and Shout Factory released a double feature of those in 2014. They had them both, so that's a fun one to grab.
Yeah, it definitely is. So that came out. Was that on a double disc? That was with Tales from the Crypt, right?
Yeah, double disc with Tales from the Crypt. Yeah,
that's
came out with both of them.
Highly recommended. Get those. The next one is a Shakespearean actor takes poetic revenge on the critics who denied him recognition. The British horror comedy film Theatre of Blood, directed by Douglas Hitchcocks and starring Vincent Price. This is
a Shakespearean.
It is. This is kind of cool. This is a cool flick. I don't know.
Are you pulling the posters up? I just can't see.
Yeah, I did. I don't have it up yet for this one, but I have been pulling them up.
Well, I can't see nothing. Go ahead.
Oh my God, Charles.
Listen.
There you
I love you, baby.
It says Oscar
I love you, baby.
Insanguinato.
Listen, Loyd, let me tell you something, all right?
I'll shut this fucking stream down right now, Charles. I don't care.
I quit. I'm out of here.
I will shut it down now. Oh, there he goes. It's just Charles. He's in the waiting area.
Back now.
I missed you, Charles. I'm so glad you're back.
You be nicer. I'm going to spank you for everybody.
Okay. You be nice, too. You have to be nice, too, Charles. It's a two-way street.
I bet it is, boy. Let's just keep going. This is fun. This is a great show, guys. I'm having a lot of fun. Me and Loyd are obviously drunk.
I haven't had a thing to drink tonight, believe it or not. But Theater of Blood, didn't that, I'm trying to think of the makeup that he wore in that. Because he played several characters in this one. But, again, it's been a little while for me since I've seen Theater of Blood. It was kind of hard to find for a while, the way I remember it. And then didn't Screen Archives bring it out?
Yeah, Screen Archives had brought it out, but it was Twilight Time. Screen Archives. Is that the same one? It was Twilight Time.
Yeah, they're kind of the same.
Yeah, they did bring it out, but it was one of those stupid limited to 3,000 releases. So it's not available. It's sold out. You can pick up a DVD for it, but the DVDs aren't that good, and you can get that limited to 3,000 copy for $83 if you want it. It's like every movie.
Yeah.
Theater of Blood though really was. It really was like a perfect role for Vincent Price because he kind of followed that same plot line. Critics were not nice to him. They often overlooked Vincent Price a lot, and that was kind of like a perfect role for him because it was like him telling them, "I'm going to come get you. I'm going to scare the hell out of you."
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was.
So, what is this poster? Is this Italian?
Yeah, that's the Italian poster. It was released as Bloody Oscar in Italy.
Huh.
So.
Okay.
Oscar Insanguinato. To be or not to be, Loyd? That is the question.
That is the question. They're comparing us to the Three Stooges -1 today, Charles, me and you.
Womp womp. Bloop bloop.
Okay.
I'll scare the hell out of you, boy. Let me see it, Lord. Let me see the gumdrops. Gumdrops, Lord.
This next one, Charles, I have never seen this movie. It's always been on my want to watch list, but I have never seen it. I know absolutely nothing about it.
Well, let's learn a little bit about
you gotta tell us about
I actually love this movie. April 20th, 73. After being stabbed with an ancient germ-infested knife, a doctor's assistant finds himself with an insatiable desire for blood. It is the U.S. film Ganja and Hess, written and directed by Bill Gunn. One of only 2 movies to have Dwayne Jones in a starring role. The other being Night of the Living Dead, right?
Right.
Right,
hey,
Lloyd?
Hey, man, I thought the ganja was the smoke, man.
Man, I wanted the ganja.
So you're telling me that there's a man in this movie named Ganja.
You're ganja.
Do we cook it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Look.
No. Do we smoke it? Oh, yeah.
We've been smoking it for all day. That's what's wrong with us. Woo! Got the ganja.
I have never seen Ganja and Hess, Charles. Is it
Ganja and Hess, you need to see. Ganja and Hess is like a forgotten masterpiece. It really is. It's a fantastic film.
Okay.
Dwayne Jones was such a great actor, and he didn't get a lot of roles, and it's surprising because this is a guy that should have won Oscars, I think. I mean, he was such a great actor. Like, it just wasn't there for him.
He was
and this is a great
actor.
Yeah. This is like it's almost an experimental film. I mean, it kind of mixes like art house with blaxploitation almost in this.
Okay.
But it throws in like some politics. It's got a great screenplay. The acting in it's great from everybody. There's people in there who really didn't do many movies. It's something that you can actually get. There's a great Blu-ray that was released not too long ago, completely remastered. It's like $20 on Amazon. I love this movie. Every time I talk to people, nobody has really seen this. It's kind of like a vampire element almost.
Right.
It sometimes pops up, like I said, if you're watching, there's a documentary called Horror Noir that this pops up in, and that's kind of got a little bit more from it. But, the fact that, it kind of points towards blaxploitation is we got this awesome movie, really amazingly written, that completely starred African-American actors in like prominent roles, which there was a struggle then for this. And so I think that not only this is a fantastic movie, but I think it's an important movie for that time period because it really went against the norm. I love it. I mean,
I'm going to search it down.
It's great. Like I said, it's got some vampire elements, but it's not like Dracula or anything like that. But, you've got this sort of like blood craving element to it. It's fun. It's a great movie.
Well, you kind of mentioned how great of an actor Dwayne Jones was, and it was sad that he didn't get a lot of roles. And I don't mean this as an insult to any of the other actors in Night of the Living Dead, but during that time period, acting, there was a certain style of acting that seemed a little wooden to me. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of that.
Especially in horror.
Yeah, and there was a lot of that during that time period. But Dwayne, he went further than that. It was like he was ahead of his time as far as acting goes in Night of the Living Dead. So, it is sad that, he didn't pop up a whole lot more. The only other thing that I've seen him in is a movie called Fright House. Have you seen Fright House?
Fright House, yeah, that was the last thing he did. He had a smaller part in that.
But yeah, it was a smaller.
That's kind of what he did. Yeah, just smaller parts. You didn't see him much, and it's sad. He died really young. He died before Fright House even came out. I think Fright House was like the year after he died. He was young. He was only like 51 when he died. Said really, really sad thing. I wish he would have got more recognition, would have got more roles. And
yeah.
I don't know much about the history. I'm not sure if that was, his choice. He did something else. But, Dwayne Jones was always, he was the first African-American to have a starring role in a mainstream horror film, Night of the Living Dead. He really was. So
So when you mentioned Ganja earlier, I started the trailer briefly accidentally, and everybody's talking about it right now. They think it was some sort of a porn film. No, guys, that was actually the trailer for Ganja and Hess.
Play
And,
the trailer.
We're gonna play it. Here it goes.
The only perversions that can be comfortably condemned are the perversions of others. I will persist and survive without God's or society's sanction. I will not be tortured. I will not be punished. I will not be guilty.
He's not a criminal. He's a victim.
Time. I don't even care, dude.
Well, we are back. And
We're
no,
back.
guys, that was not a porn, a porno, but maybe that's a good idea, Charles. Maybe we'll start sneaking in some porn every now and then. What do you think?
I'll edit in like a half a second, like in Fight Club. It'll just be like, it'll be like, but I'll replace all the faces with you and me. It'll be Charles and Loyd, like, hey guys.
Tyler Burrows said that it's on Shudder. I think he's talking about horror noir. I don't know. Or maybe he is talking about Ganja and Hess. I'm not completely sure, but I want to seek that out. I want to check out Ganja and Hess. It's something I've always wanted to see, and it just never happened.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Give it a watch.
So here's a cool little classic coming up here. This one came out April 23rd, 1973. A young woman searching for her missing father arrives in a strange Californian seaside town governed by a mysterious undead cult. The U.S. supernatural film Messiah of Evil, co-written and directed by Willard Huyck. It was later shown under the title Dead People. This is a cool indie flick. It's very bizarre, surreal, feels dreamlike. This movie was one of those public domain titles for the longest time, and you could pick it up. It would come in those little 10 packs of movies, or 20 packs, or 100 packs, or whatever you would buy.
You get it with samples of Tide in the mail.
Yeah. Sometimes you
They're
bought
like,
a box
here.
of cereal, and it was in there.
Pop Messiah of Evil. Yeah, the director Willard Huyck actually ended up doing. He directed Howard the Duck in '86. That was like the big thing he did. But surprisingly, Willard Huyck actually wrote the scripts for American Graffiti, and he wrote the script for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. So he was a much better screenwriter than he was a director. Let's just put that out there, all right?
Yeah. I like Messiah of Evil, and I actually we both have a mutual friend that I think this is one of his favorite movies of all time.
Is it Bradley?
I'm talking about Bradley, yeah. He loves Messiah of Evil.
Bradley is the Messiah of Evil, all right?
He is the Messiah of Evil.
This movie's kind of funny though, because it actually had a really good cast. Really good crew. When I was looking at the crew, I saw that Jack Fisk was the art director, and he went on to be Oscar nominated for The Revenant and There Will Be Blood. And it was edited by Scott Conrad, who won an Oscar for editing Rocky. So we got all these Oscar people in this movie. The cinematographer was the cinematographer for the Blues Brothers. So I was like, man, there was a lot of people that worked on this free domain movie, but
yeah.
I think it was a fun movie. I mean, like you said, it's got an interesting story, and I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I do too. It's got an atmosphere for sure, and it's somewhat unlike you'll see in just about any other horror movie as far as atmosphere goes, and so it's a good flick. I definitely say thumbs up to that one.
Yeah. I was reading that a lot of the extras in the movie were unemployed workers from NASA. Why, I don't know, but there you go.
They needed a job, baby.
They needed a job.
Need a
We went to
job.
the moon. Now we're going to be in a movie.
We're going to
Let's
make
go.
a Z-level horror flick.
We're making Z, triple Z.
Exactly. I'm excited about this one.
I love this one.
This is a flick I love a lot.
April 27th, 73. Newlyweds inadvertently awaken an old family curse at the husband's family estate. It is the British Gothic film, and now the screaming starts. Directed by Roy Ward Baker again. There's his second movie from 73 and starring Peter Cushing.
Yep.
And
Now the screaming
that's
starts.
one of the things Lloyd whispers to me sometimes. And now the screaming starts, Charles. And I'm like, what?
Usually what I say is, just let it happen, Charles. Just let it happen.
You say that, but then you follow it up with, and now the screaming starts.
No, I want you to just let it happen. But, and now the screaming starts. We do have a trailer for this. Let's go ahead and watch this one.
All right.
It all began with a curse. A curse from the grave.
The evil you did this day will be avenged.
A curse of the dead hand. The dead hand that crawls, creeps, and kills. The dead hand that lives. And now the screaming starts. For them. And for you.
And now the screaming starts for them and
Oh,
you.
damn. And you.
This is.
I want to play with you.
This is partly a Amicus flick. I don't know. I think it was co-produced by someone else, but I think Amicus was probably somehow involved. I know they were, but
it was an Amicus movie. Amicus was the production company for this one.
Oh, they were completely the production company. Okay. I couldn't remember. For some reason, I thought they co-produced with someone else on this film, but either way, it doesn't really matter. This is a fun movie. And what's incredible to me is going through all of these flicks, the Brits certainly ruled the 70s when it came to horror.
Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did. Completely. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But this is one of the few non-anthology horror flicks that Amicus did. They did a lot of anthology. That was kind of their big thing. So,
yeah.
But I mean, the Brits definitely did rule this time period. I mean, everything came from them. This is a great movie. It came out a few years ago on that Amicus collection Blu-ray sets they had. I think you could still pick it up. The cast is really good. There's some kind of strangeness in the plot here and there, but I really like this movie. It's a lot of fun. I'm with you.
Yep. Great flick. And I don't know if it's that well known. You don't hear a lot of people talk about this film.
Yeah, you don't really. But it seems like when I hear people do talk about it, they all like it. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say they dislike watching this.
Yeah.
But definitely, like I said, a departure. It was a full-length movie and then a non-anthology, and it was one of the few Amicus that I can recall horror-wise that was set in like present time, not like back in like 17th century or 18th century or a lot of the stuff they did. That was not like one of their anthologies. They did a lot of stuff back when.
Right. All right, next up is you, Charles, is something that you have an affinity for.
This is yours. You got the next one after No Screaming Starts.
It is me. Sorry. So this one is a. Let me find it again.
What'd you do?
This one, this is a classic. Absolutely. A physicist and
I
his
love this
wife
movie.
lead a team of mediums into the Belasco house, which is supposedly haunted by the victims of its late owner, a 6'5" serial killer. It's the supernatural flick, The Legend of Hell House, directed by John Huff.
Oh, wow.
Look at that, Charles.
That was so good, Lloyd. You're like a pro.
Did you see the hand thing that I did? I was like, boom.
You're like, ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. Hey,
Hey!
if you've ever seen Lloyd Cryer flipping up his hands, his name is Lloyd Cryer, and he's here to be a man. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey,
This sounds like a
take
show.
off your panties.
Hey, watch The Legend of Hell House.
Hey, watch The Legend of Hell House with no panties.
I'm a huge fan of Roddy McDowall. He's probably one of my all-time favorite actors. Cornelius. So many roles. Fright Night. But, you know, beyond that, there was just a ton of great flicks that Roddy McDowall was in. And he's one of those actors that I've admired ever since being a little kid. And I saw Legend of Hell House on TV as a kid, and it scared the crap out of me. And Roddy McDowall was in it, so I had to keep watching it, you know?
Yeah. I'll say that Legend of Hell House is one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite flicks of this time period. And I think it's one of the best haunted house movies ever made.
Yeah. Well,
Such a great movie.
I'll say something else, too. It was written by Richard Matheson. And
Oh, yeah.
Matheson was like the Stephen King of his time. You know, he was a prolific writer, did so much stuff that went on to be turned into TV shows or episodes of a TV show or a feature-length film. I mean, the guy was just, he like I said, he was prolific. So, and so much great stuff. It's not like he put out a bunch of stuff and then he had 2 or 3 things that were good. Everything was wonderful. I love everything that Richard Matheson had put his hands on.
Well, with the exception of the screenplay he wrote for Jaws 3D, but other than that, you know.
Oh well, I like Jaws 3D. You know,
I'm just
I like
kidding.
3D.
But no, like you said, Richard Matheson is actually one of the most phenomenal writers of the 20th century. He really is. And not only did he do the screenplay for this is actually based on his book that came out before this. So he wrote the book and then he adapted the screenplay himself. But you guys, like Lloyd was saying, you know, Matheson wrote so much stuff that was made in movies. I Am Legend, you know, which of course was turned into Omega Man and I Am Legend, all that stuff. But
Last Man on Earth.
Shrinking Man he did. What Dreams May Come, which they turned into a Robin Williams movie way back when. Bid Time Return was a book he wrote, which was turned into the Christopher Reeve, what was it, Time After Time movie where he goes, or Somewhere in Time with it's not Superman.
Is that the Christopher Reeve? No, that's Time After Time, I think, is what you're thinking of.
Yeah. Time After Time was different. Like Bid Time Return was the Somewhere in Time, the one with Christopher Reeve where he goes back in time.
I can't remember. I know there's one with Malcolm McDowell.
That's Time After Time where he plays H.G. Wells.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Matheson also wrote a lot of Twilight Zone, and he did Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, which is one of the most famous Twilight Zone episodes ever. So he's a great guy.
Didn't you write Stir of Echoes also?
The book, yeah, he wrote the book Stir of Echoes, which was the basis for the movie that came out in the 90s.
The Kevin
Bacon stuff he did.
Flick.
Kevin Bacon and Eggs, man, that's where it's at. But even some of the other film stuff he did, because he worked with Roger Corman a lot on the Edgar Allan Poe stories. So, like, he did screenplays for The Raven, Pit and the Pendulum, House of Usher. So this guy's amazing.
He is.
That's what he's. I mean, John Hughes is a great director too. I mean, he did Twins of Evil, we discussed, 71, but he also did Carsploitation for like Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. It's a great movie. He did American Gothic, which we talked about in the 80s series. But really, yeah, this is just, it's a great movie. I mean, I like this movie a lot. Great cinematography, really well made. Like you said, Cornelius is fantastic in it, after he escaped that Planet of the Apes. He's so good, but what else can you say?
I've got some people backing me up on Jaws 3D. Todd Lewis and Chrissy Gilliland like it. And
hey, I showed you guys. I've got an original one sheet for Jaws 3D for a reason, because it's a fun movie.
It's just a fun movie. It's a fun shark flick, so.
It's a fun movie, but you have to admit it's weird that the screenplay was written by Richard Matheson for that movie. It's a strange thing.
It is strange. Jaws 3D is fun, though, but it's a lot funner in 3D. If you can, check out the 3D version, which is on Blu-ray right now, and it's super cheap. So, and if you've got 3D functionality at home, it's a no-brainer.
I really want you to start doing this show with 3D glasses on, Lloyd. You need 3D glasses.
I mean, I'm sure I have. I mean, I know I have several pair laying around, but
yeah, you need the 1950s ones the whole time.
I'm not wearing the red and blue ones. Those just don't work for me.
You're too bougie for me.
I'm too bougie. Charles, get to the next one. The next one is. I'm excited for you to talk about this one.
So am I. June 27th, 1973. Stirred by African voodoo, the Black Prince of Shadows stalks the earth again, Lloyd. It is the blaxploitation sequel, Scream, Blacula Scream, directed by Bob Callahan.
Bob Callahan.
Bob Callahan, good old Bob Callahan. I really like Scream, Blacula Scream. Now, I'll say that, of course, this is a sequel to Blacula. The Scream, Blacula Scream is actually a lot better made film. I enjoy it a lot more. It's probably for the fact that Pam Grier's in it, because I love Pam Grier. I have a Pam Grier problem. I always have. But these are fun movies. If you haven't seen any of them, of course, you have to watch the first one. Don't start off with this one. I mean, you kind of can, but, don't. Just going to say that. It was kind of a big deal when this came out, though, because the first one was kind of a big statement for most of the cast and crew being African Americans. This one, they replaced the director with a white director, which was not good for the time period. So there was a lot of backlash, which was right, because the director of the first one was good. But this actually is a fun movie. It's a little bit more campy than the first one. It's a little bit easier of a watch. Some people say it's a guilty pleasure. I don't know if I'd go that far, because I like these movies a lot. But Pam Grier is fantastic in this. She plays the head of a voodoo cult. I always love Pam Grier. This is, like I said, kind of like the first one, kind of like the same stuff. It's got a funky score to it. It's filmed in LA, so it's got some great shots of 70s Los Angeles. I mean, I like this one a lot. I'd recommend grabbing them and checking them out. It's kind of a good double feature if you're bored on a weekend. I say go for it.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and play the trailer that we have queued up.
You should.
Scream, Blacula, scream. The Black Prince of Darkness, Blacula, recalled by the awesome powers of voodoo to stalk the earth on a new quest for blood. William Marshall, again, as the Lord of the Vampires, in a relentless search for Pam Grier, the exciting star of Coffee. I need you! Blacula, Dracula's soul brother, seething with hate, obsessed with vengeance.
The name is Blacula!
Scream, Blacula, scream. Rated PG.
All right. Scream, Blacula, scream. It was rated PG. There we are. There's the trailer for it. It's beautiful. Todd Lewis says he doesn't recall Blacula having a sequel. Hell yeah. Lost you again, Charles. You're muted. No more volume for Charles. Can't hear you, big boy. So, Charles does love some Blacula. That is his thing. He is totally into it. And I am trying to find what else is next here. The next movie is something that was filmed in Texas. And I can't wait to talk about it. I kind of want to wait till Charles comes back and he can hear us and I can hear him. Can I hear? I can't hear you, buddy. All right. So, the next movie came out September 14th, 1973. A nurse goes working at an asylum, experiences, I don't know what that means, but at an asylum experiences varying degrees of torment from the patients. It is Don't Look in the Basement, directed by S.F. Brownrigg, also known as The Forgotten, and Death Ward 13. Don't Look in the Basement is a Texas-made film by a Texas filmmaker. They called him Brownie Brownrigg. And this movie was filmed in Tawakona, Texas, at the Trinity University. So I've actually been there. I actually spent the night in on the grounds there, right next to the house that was in this movie. And I was in a little small...
Did you look in the basement?
Well, I don't think the movie has a basement. I mean, the film, the house actually has a basement. So
there's no basement in the Alamo.
Yeah, exactly. But we actually filmed a movie there, and I had a little short role in this movie. It was a movie by Paris Randall, and I got to spend the night there. That was a really fun experience to get to hang out around that area, go through that Trinity University. And that thing it's falling apart, man. It's really sad because it's a huge historical monument, and there's just it's just falling apart.
Yeah. I mean, Don't Look in the Basement it's just great low budget fun. I mean, it's definitely a low budget movie, but it's fun to watch. It's actually pretty creepy. I always enjoyed this one.
Yep. It is fun, and like I said, it's known for, it's pretty popular for being a Texas film. Mm-hmm. It was also called the Forgotten. I called him Brownie Brownrigg because that's what everybody always refers to him as, but his name is S.F. Brownrigg, and his son is Anthony Brownrigg, and Anthony has shown movies at Texas Frightmare Weekend, and he comes every year. His wife is actually part of the staff at for Texas Frightmare Weekend, so it's pretty cool. It's a cool connection. Brownrigg did a lot of stuff, a lot of cool movies. He did Don't Open the Door, Don't Look in the Basement, Keep My Grave
Don't
Open.
Hang Up.
Yeah. Yeah, Don't Hang Up, which was also titled something else, but he also did Scum of the Earth.
Oh, yeah, Scum of the Earth. Most of those were filmed in Texas, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Don't Hang Up was also Don't Open the Door. I think that's just...
That was Don't Open the Door.
Title, yeah. But, yeah, he's very well known. A lot of people back in the day in Texas, as far as Texas filmmakers, used to really look up to Brownie.
Yep. We got to give that local Texas support wherever we can, Mm-hmm. We don't get a lot of them, so we got to take them where we can get them,
Yeah, Don't Hang Up is the one that was filmed in the House of Four Seasons, wasn't it? There's some house in Texas where it was filmed at, and if you go up to the top, there's different color stained glass or something up there, and I don't know.
The Boogan's house.
That's a fun movie too. Don't Hang Up. It's got a real grindhousey feel, but it's what that is that's just Texas drive-in feel.
It's Texas driving. We'll make you feel dirty but happy at the same time. That's what we do.
Anything else to say about Don't Look in the Basement, Charles?
No, I just thought, I like the movie. It's fun. Grab it, check it out. If you like your fun, local made, low budget horror, it's right up your alley. Go for it.
And I don't think that's ever gotten a real good release. it's always been a public domain film as far back as I can remember. So, but you can probably watch this on YouTube. There's probably a copy there, but
there's probably 29 copies on YouTube.
Yeah.
So,
all right, next up, Charles. This is a pretty cool one.
Oh yeah, I was also going to say, yeah, it's on. When I looked, it's actually on Prime Video too, under the other name, The Forgotten.
Okay, I'm going to show the poster to you. That's a pretty cool
this one though. The next one I love a lot too. November 18th, 1973. A married couple grieving the recent death of their young daughter are in Venice when they encounter two elderly sisters. One who is psychic and brings a warning from the beyond. She's like Tangina. Oh, oh. This is Don't Look Now. It's a UK and Italy co-production directed by Nicholas Roeg. It's actually a brilliant movie. It will start off and it won't seem like a horror film at first, but it will get under your skin very slowly. It's a super unsettling movie, and I love this movie. It's so well made. It's almost ridiculous. And Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie are just fantastic in this movie.
Yes, they are.
It's a great movie. What do you think, Lloyd?
I like this movie too a lot. It's fun. I don't think it's very highly rated, but I don't think it gets seen enough. I think it needs to get seen more. And I don't know how many people that are listening or watching right now have seen this, but you definitely need to check it out.
Yeah, definitely one you need to grab. And it's actually streaming on Prime. When I looked, it's streaming on Prime for nothing. So if you have Prime. So go ahead and watch it. I mean, really, it's a great movie. I'm a big fan of this director. I mean, a lot of people are a big fan of this director. Nicholas Roeg he really was one of the most innovative filmmakers ever. If you watch his movies, he often challenged what was traditionally the norm at the time period for filmmaking, and always did things on his own terms. Even so much so, like Christopher Nolan, which everybody knows nowadays, says that Nicholas Roeg was one of his biggest influences in the movies he makes. Steven Soderbergh actually said the same thing. So, and he's done a lot of really fantastic films that people haven't seen. Walkabout from 1971 is a great movie. Bad Timing from 1980. He also did The Man Who Fell to Earth, which I think a lot of people have seen that.
Yep.
And one of my favorites is The Witches. The Witches from 1990 he directed too, which is such a fantastic movie. It's on Netflix right now. Yeah. I'm so happy it's on Netflix. Great movie though. It's a fantastic movie.
It really is. And I want to say hello. Looks like we've had a few people just now joining us. Monster Movie Happy Hour. Thanks for joining us. The Richard just joined us. He says aloha to everybody. And what I'm going to say to you is mahalo. And
mahalo.
Mahalo.
If you're just joining us, you missed out all the fun of everything breaking earlier. Me and Lloyd going insane. So you joined at a good time.
You joined at a great time. Go back and watch. It will blow your mind more than any horror movie will. The beginning of this show.
Well, I went kooky. The boogans got me. I grabbed you a poster for this because I love the poster that we had for this one. There's a Mexican poster I gave you from Mexico. It was actually released as Shocking Red Venice in Mexico. But there's this beautiful, hand-drawn poster that was brought out from Mexico. I love it. Love it so much.
All right. I'm going to try to find it because somehow I missed that.
You're cool. This is a great movie. Like I said, it's on Prime. So, I mean, a lot of our listeners have Prime. Definitely add this one to the top of your list if you haven't seen it. Like I said, watch through it. It's one of those that may start off a little slow, but it's so great. You're going to want to go back and watch it again because you'll keep picking things up like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
So great.
Definitely. All right. So that's Don't Look Now. The next one up is November 30th, 1973.
God, I love this movie.
Here we go.
It's going to happen.
Baron Frankenstein creates two zombies, one male, one female, planning to make them in order to create the master race. It is Flesh for Frankenstein, starring me, Udo Kier. I am Udo Kier. I am starred in this movie. There are no more credits
Oh,
available
big.
because my name is so big.
Oh.
Sorry,
A tip to
goodbye.
help
My
keep
name
the audio boogans
It's
away.
so big. I am Udo Kier, and then when I do my movies, it's Udo Kier. I am very large, and everybody says this movie has superstar Udo Kier in it, and everybody come and see it. All screenings sold out for 8 months.
That's right.
Look, we may make fun of him. We love Udo Kier. We love Udo Kier so much, and that's why we do this.
We do.
I
love
spend
Udo.
enough time with Udo Kier in my life to I can make fun of him
There
all
he
I
is.
want.
There's Udo.
And-
I'm just bringing up the trailer. I'm gonna go ahead and play the trailer.
Andy Warhol's Frankenstein is here.
Kiss him. Kiss him.
Newsweek magazine calls it the first original Frankenstein in years, a perversely fascinating movie.
Hold me close. Oh! No. Why are you not so close? I can't. Stop it! What are you doing? I can't breathe! Stop it! Stop it!
Andy Warhol's Frankenstein, with its swooping bats, severed limbs, hideous decapitating devices, and various spare parts. They all slither off the screen in what Playboy magazine calls the most gruesome epic ever unleashed. Andy Warhol's Frankenstein, the goriest, sexiest, and wildest Frankenstein ever filmed.
Okay, sorry, the mics weren't on. That is Udo Kier in Flesh for Frankenstein. We love Udo
Flesh for
Kier at
Frankenstein.
Frightmare Weekend so much. He's he's larger than life. I'll say that.
He's so great.
He is. He had a poster of Blood for Dracula at the last event that he was at for us, and Malcolm McDowell was there, and he sat kind of right in front of Udo. And did he have you hang the poster, Charles? Or
Yeah. I had to hang his poster for him.
He was
He's
very
like, I do not trust anybody but Charles. Charles will hang the poster, he'll do it okay. Nobody else.
And then Malcolm was screwing with him all weekend that he was going to come and take his poster. And Udo was very upset. He was afraid that Malcolm was going to take his poster away. And Malcolm, I think at one point, did he actually go and take the poster down himself?
He took it down and rolled it up, and he hid it behind his table. And Udo was like, "Where is the poster?
Who's taking my posters?"
Who's taking the poster of me?"
Yeah.
I love Udo.
Me, you
I'm gonna
fools
keep
just
harassing-
joined us. Thank you for joining
I'm gonna
us,
keep-
Me, you fools.
Thanks, me, you fool. I'm going to keep harassing until we get him on the show, because I want like an hour with Udo. And I don't want us to talk about movies. I want us to talk about like scrambled eggs and like all kinds of weird stuff just with Udo. Please.
Want to thank Richard Nelson. He just did a $5 super chat. Thank you, Richard.
Thanks, Richard.
We need it
thank you
after
guys.
tonight. We really need it after tonight.
Tonight kind of was I don't know, it was kind of like a throwback of when we first started doing our show and crap broke. We haven't had one of these nights in a long time, but why not?
Yeah.
I do love Flesh for Frankenstein. I mean, kidding aside, Udo Kier is fantastic as Baron von Frankenstein. He plays him as this weird, demented pervert. I mean, it's so great in that movie. And he keeps yelling at his assistant, "Do not be pervert!" through the movie. It's just so great. I can't imagine how Mary Shelley would feel if she ever saw this based on her book.
Oh my god! Can you imagine?
It's just ingenious Euro exploitation masterpiece trash. That's really what this is. It's so fantastically made. It's just
Flesh for
it's-
Frankenstein and Blood for Dracula. It is a crime that these movies aren't out on any kind of physical media or streaming, and they haven't been restored. But from what I hear, the guy that owns these doesn't want anything to do with re-releasing them. He said he's done, and that's Paul Morrissey, right?
It's Paul Morrissey. Yeah.
Or Joe.
And there is a Joe D'Alessandro. Excuse me. Yeah, Joe D'Alessandro
why am I
owns
thinking
them.
Paul Morrissey? Who is
Paul Morrissey? Yeah. Joe D'Alessandro. Paul Morrissey was the director of these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the director of these.
Yeah, Joe D'Alessandro, basically what I've heard on the internet from reliable sources is that he's just not interested in putting them back out. And that's it. He doesn't care.
Yeah, and there's a Criterion version of this that was released like 20 years ago that's still not that good of a copy. It's the best they could get at the time was a DVD, and it's not cheap either. I mean, it's like $40 to $100 depending on when you find it. These really, I'd love to see these because they're beautiful films. I mean, they're beautifully filmed, and I'd love to see these like scanned through like the original negative and made into like a 4K or something. You know,
absolutely,
it'd be beautiful to see.
Well,
such great movies, though.
Unfortunately, we'll probably have to wait until D'Alessandro has passed, and then that's when we'll get to see it. Unfortunately, and I'm not trying to joke around about that, but that's probably what's going to happen. But yeah, everybody's talking about Udo. If you guys haven't met Udo, the next time we bring him back, you got to meet him. We're working on getting Udo for the show as soon as possible, but Udo's a very busy man. He has no time.
He's very busy. I cannot be on the internet with the people. I feel so busy. Too many things.
I have too many things to do, and I am very important. I'm still working actor.
Working actor. I love how Udo just randomly appears in every damn movie. It seems like Udo just pops up, like Udo's just hanging out in the set and going, "Do you have role for Udo Kier? Because I am very famous. Make movie quite big and famous."
But he is one of those actors. He should, he needs to be getting those roles now. So
he should. Really He's fantastic. He really is. What
blew my mind.
He adds to the movies.
Yeah. What blew my mind is I had heard of that movie Downsizing, and I think you were the same way when you saw it. It was one of those movies that was like, oh, that's interesting. I'll wait for it to stream somewhere, and then I'll watch it. Well, it showed up on Amazon Prime, and I was like, oh, there's Downsizing. I'll check it out. I watch it. You get about, halfway through the movie, and then Udo pops up. And you're like, what the fuck is Udo Kier doing in this movie? And he's great in it. He's awesome.
He's great. He actually is a great actor. He appears in these random roles like Blade. He's fantastic in Blade. And I'm going to tell you, it's hard once you meet and spend time with Udo that you see him trying to be serious. You're like, shut up, Udo. I know what you're doing.
He's super funny. He's hilarious. Yeah. We took him to eat, I think it was lunch on Monday after the show one year. And I had him try banana pudding for the very first time in his life. He'd never had banana pudding.
Yeah,
that was
the banana pudding.
That was amazing to watch him eat banana pudding. But the funny thing is, we went to what is the name of that barbecue place that is over there?
Hard Eight.
Hard Eight. That's where we took Udo Kier was the Hard Eight because everybody wanted to have barbecue. They were in Texas, Well, he had a bottle of vodka with him
he's crazy.
And in like a little plastic grocery bag with the handles. He gets out of the car and he starts carrying it. He's holding it by the handle at the top, and he's walking with it like this. And I walk up to him. I go, Udo, you can't take that in there. And he's like, what? Why not? Why can I not take the vodka? And you're like, dude, it's like against the law. You can't do that. You can't bring in alcohol. He goes, oh, okay, I put it back. And he puts it back in the car.
He's always so much fun. He's never mean to anybody. He goes along with everything.
Oh yeah, he's great.
I saw people talking about him signing Suspiria stuff, and I had the weirdest thing with him because I had him sign some Suspiria prints, and he's like, Charles, I don't know why people always want me to sign the Suspiria stuff. I don't know. I'm like, you were in the movie. I'm like, what do you want me to say to you?
It's like, kind of a big deal movie, But he's probably like, I wasn't even the star in this movie.
I was the star. I was just inside of the movie. Just
and we know we're not doing justice to his German accent. We're butchering it like crazy.
Not at all. Fantastic.
He's great.
I'm telling you guys, if you haven't met Udo yet, you're missing out because he's a great guy. And you'll always find him at the bar after the show, and he'll just hang out. Like, he doesn't even care. He's like, okay, I Udo, I hang out, I make drinks. It's cool.
Yeah. So we've been really jokey tonight, Charles. We've been joking. We've had some issues tonight, technical issues, and then we laugh, and we've been laughing. But I just want to say it's time to get serious now, Charles.
Oh,
there's something very serious that we need to talk about.
Is it your gumdrops?
That's a movie that came out December 26, 1973.
Well, we missed one. We skipped one.
Oh, you're next. Do it, Charles.
We can get serious about this one too, though.
We'll get serious about this one too. Let's do it.
December 6, 73, a Puritan police sergeant is sent to the Scottish Island village in search of a missing girl. It is the folklore masterpiece, The Wicker Man. The Wicker Man.
Never heard of
The Wicker Man. It's about these people who make wicker baskets, and they sell them in an Amish village. Wicker Man was actually unjustly ignored in its original release, but it's such a brilliant film. On the surface, it has very little to do with what's normalized as horror. You could maybe almost even not include it in a horror category for a sense, but it slowly becomes more and more unsettling as you watch this movie, and it has a fantastic ending. And it is one of the movies considered the unholy trinity of folk horror. It's a beautifully, fantastically filmed movie with a great folk soundtrack, because there's a lot of singing in this movie that almost makes it a damn musical as you're watching it.
Yeah.
I that's all I can say. But Christopher Lee has a short role in this, but he is absolutely flawless as Lord Summerisle in this. I love him in this movie. And this movie makes it worth it just to see him, because he is like Christopher Lee cranked to 11 in this. He's got his hamburger meat out a lot. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a great movie. I love The Wicker Man. Love it.
I have one question, because I've never seen it. Have you ever seen the sequel, the follow-up?
No.
It's called The Wicker Tree.
You're the Wicker Tree.
This is crazy. I've never seen it, but it says in 2006, Robin Hardy published a follow-up novel to the Wicker Man storyline entitled Cowboys for Christ. I know you're laughing, but this is real.
Did you make this up?
No.
Is this your true story? Cowboys from Christ, the almost true story of Lloyd Cryer?
Yes. It follows two young Americans, Beth and Steve, who leave Texas to spread Christianity in Tressock, Scotland. They are welcomed by Sir Lachlan Morrison and his wife, Delia Morrison. Unbeknownst to Beth and Steve, they are in grave danger from a Celtic pagan community in the village.
Get the hell out of here.
A film adaptation entitled The Wicker Tree was produced in 2009 with Hardy directing from his own screenplay. You've never seen this. I haven't either. I'm asking.
Nobody went and saw this movie. This is not a real movie. This is one of those fake Saturday Night Live movies. Cowboys for Christ, whatever you said.
That was what the book was called, or the screenplay, or whatever it was, and then they called it The Wicker Tree when they made the movie. It's got a 3.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oh, that's gold. I'm seeing this. This is my next movie. God.
I don't recognize any of the actors. I don't know anything that's going on in this movie, but I thought that was a little bit of trivia that you might want to be aware of, Charles.
And it was actually directed by Robin Hardy?
Yes.
The original director of The Wicker Man made this crap movie to his fantastic film?
He wrote the novel, he wrote the screenplay, and he directed
God.
Sequel, Cowboys.
Is that why he died shortly after? Is that what happened?
Is he dead?
He died like 4 or 5 years ago. He probably
died in 2016.
Wicker Tree. What was next? The Wicker Rock? The Wicker Lake? The Wicker Village? The Wicker Clouds?
I know you're going to go find this and watch it, though, Charles. I know you are.
Oh, I'm watching it tonight. There's no joke. I'm finding it tonight.
It's happening.
I'm not going to bed until I've seen The Wicker Tree.
The Wicker Tree.
I can't even
remember. It was originally called Cowboys for Christ.
Lloyd, whenever I finally write your autobiography, because I'm going to write your autobiography, it's going to be called Cowboys for Christ. The unsettling but true story of Lloyd Cryer.
Yeah.
And I'm going to follow it up with Cowboys for Christ in space.
So Argento fan says there was a legend that the film company did not like it, so they buried the film in a freeway cement block. It was shown in London at Fright Fest the year it came out. The cast are all British.
Oh, it's happening though. I'm finding it. I'm finding The Wicker Tree. Where's it at? I can watch it for $4. I can watch it. It's happening.
There you go.
On iTunes. Apparently, iTunes is the only one who wants to let people watch it. So it's happening.
Well, it looks like they buried the film, but a digital copy must have survived somehow because you can watch it online.
I'm finding it. It's happening.
So I was saying earlier that we had to get serious because we're ending this tonight with on a very, very serious note.
It's not a good movie.
This movie came out December 26, 1973. My birthday is December 27th, 1971.
Wait, Lloyd. I want you to settle yourself before you talk about this because I know you get sweaty and you get stinky. So I want you to calm down.
My testicles are drippy, sweaty.
They're like tight, right? They're like taut. They're very taut.
Oh, they're very
It's like they're very taut.
My testicles are taut.
They're like, and you're like, I can't. They're gonna pop.
So this movie, when a 12-year-old girl is possessed by a mysterious entity, her mother seeks the help of two priests to save her. This is The Exorcist, directed by William Friedkin. Everybody knows this is one of my favorite horror flicks of all time.
Why you do this to me, Timmy?
I love The Exorcist. I could talk about it forever, but I would probably end up boring most people. But I think that The Exorcist is a pretty brilliant tale of good versus evil. And it's kind of weird to me, too, that the evil is also the good because it possesses a 12-year-old little girl. And what could be more innocent than a 12-year-old little girl? So I think it's a great story. I think Blatty wrote a fantastic book. Friedkin brought it to the screen, and it's a great film. It's what kind of inspired my love for horror movies.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I've got a really early copy of the book on my shelf. The book's great. William Friedkin is one of the best directors of all time, and I was very happy to meet him a few years ago. Really cool guy to talk to at the Dallas, was it USA Film Festival? Dallas. Yeah, the film festival.
Yeah, but at the time, I think it was either Dallas Film Festival
AFI.
or AFI, yeah.
It was AFI. But really, The Exorcist is one of the best movies ever made. I mean, really, there's very few things you could say are wrong with it. The acting is great. It's just brilliant. It's a movie that still creeps me out to this day. That's why I have Reagan tattooed on the back of my leg so I don't look at her. Because she sits back there and scares me. So,
yeah. Well, somebody just brought up something that has always perplexed me. The Richard says, Exorcist does have its funny moments, though. I've never seen funny moments in The Exorcist, but to your credit, the Richard, I hear that a lot. I do. I hear a lot. And I think it's the younger generation. I don't know how old you are, the Richard, but I think it is funny to younger people. And I get that, but it was anything but funny when I first saw it as a very little kid.
Same here. I mean, nothing. There's very few movies or anything that freaks me out. The one genre that kind of freaks me out is this possession entity devil stuff. That stuff always freaks me out because to me it always seems like realistic crap that could happen. You see this poor little girl who's, at this unmatching, for this entity inside of her, and it's just destroying her. There's nothing that can be done. It's just so unsettling, and the stuff she does is unsettling.
Yeah, and nothing scares me more than like you said, devil possession or haunting and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that really scares me. And I love The Exorcist. I think it's fantastic.
Yep. I agree. What can we say?
I want to say hi to Denise Kaminsky. Hi, how you doing? She just
What's up, Denise?
And several others have just joined us. So thank you all for coming on. Maybe we ought to start out the show with technical problems every time, because it seems like we're getting more viewers tonight than normal.
I don't know what happened, guys. I think Loyd does it to keep me on my toes and make me go crazy, because I lost my mind earlier.
I just put up the poster for The Exorcist. Everybody knows this poster. It's an iconic poster. The imagery is
very iconic.
Yeah.
The poster itself was designed by Bill Gold, and you guys know Charles is a poster nerd. I know a lot about movie posters. Bill Gold is one of the most famous film poster designers ever. Bill Gold made like over 1,000 posters, and Bill Gold's career actually lasted 70 years. This guy made movie posters.
Wow.
He did posters from the 40s up until like the early 2010s. This guy did movie posters. And outside of Exorcist, he also did the poster design for Clockwork Orange, Casablanca, The Sting, Cool Hand Luke, Platoon. I mean, so many movies. The last one he did was the J. Edgar movie in 2011 when he was like 90 years old. It was like right before he died. He was still designing posters. So really awesome when you see stuff like that. Just think of Bill Gold, because he did a lot of those.
The Richard just said that he's 46, so he's not the younger generation. He says it's not intentionally funny, perhaps my goth sense of humor. Some things that are said that lead up to serious situations. I love the film and respect it 100%. No. I get it. I mean, I'm not offended at all. I get people. I have heard that from, and it's usually the younger crowd that says, "Oh yeah, that movie's hilarious," and they laugh when the head spins around or whatever.
I think it's some stuff. Some people think some people get like black humor from it, and I get it. I don't myself, but I can get where it comes from with people.
Yeah, absolutely. So, no, I'm not offended at all. You don't offend me. Everybody has different tastes, and we have to respect everybody's opinions on what they like as art and music and movies and everything else. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Your guys' opinions are more important to me than my opinion or Loyd's opinion. We care what you guys think. Me and Loyd are just we're just a couple of goofballs who can't figure out how to work the damn internet. We just come out here.
Oh my Lord. But I think that is the end of the list. We do have honorable mentions that we haven't run yet. So that's always fun. Charles, thank you for putting these together. These the trailers and this honorable mention reel is another thing that Charles puts together, and it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and check out 1973's honorable mentions.
Go.
What are you doing?
Hannah, Queen of the Vampires. Burn, Hannah. Burn.
The return of the evil dead. The return of the evil dead. You sure you're in fit condition?
First, birth of a nation. Then, Gone with the Wind. 2001, A Space Odyssey. Love story. See you next Wednesday. And now, Flock. There is no place to hide. No one is safe from Schlock. 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 Schlock.
The most unusual horror film ever made. See it.
With your fears, come face to face with tales that witness madness.
Dark desire lures the village virgins to the castle of carnal craving.
My revenge has spread over centuries and has just begun!
All right. Those are the honorable mentions. Lots of honorable mentions this week, and some really great ones. Once again, we always say this, but these lists are not all-inclusive. You will probably find that there are movies that weren't included on this list, but, you know, heck, what are we at? We're at 8:45 already, Charles. Because of our technical issues, we've gone a little bit late tonight. But I did want to thank Stephen Burt. He just gave us a $20 tip. Thank you very much. That was awesome. We appreciate y'all's tips. They're absolutely not expected, but they are 100% appreciated. They do help us fund this little thing and help us keep going.
Yeah, thanks, Steven. Yeah, we do appreciate it. Appreciate you guys sticking with us through technical issues. Like I say, you know, me and Loyd are not tech nerd people. We don't really know what we're doing most of the time. We're just here trying to make fun and have horror time with everybody. And if stuff breaks, we're just like, all right, well, it's broke. So roll.
It's broke. Well, just keep rolling, man.
Just keep rolling. I can't hear Charles. I don't care. Keep rolling, Loyd.
Yeah, what are you going to do, man, right?
I got another copy of Arrow's recent release of Dream Demon, courtesy of Arrow Video. I'm going to give away this week. What do you think?
I think you should give that sucker away. Do you think anybody is still here?
I don't know if anybody's here. I don't know if anybody wants it, but I have a great time with everybody. I love everybody here.
Yeah.
Now, I'll give this away. Yeah, I mean, Travis is right. We are clowns tonight. So earlier, Loyd mentioned a movie that Udo Kier was in that he randomly popped on from a few years ago. Somebody tell me what that movie was, and I'll give it to you.
I am watching.
And if you've won the last couple shows, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to somebody else.
Yeah, we're going to give it to somebody new.
Yeah.
Say the question.
Not to just give it to Travis. That's why I said Todd. I'm not going to. Sorry, Travis, not this time. We'll give it to somebody new.
Nope. Okay, Richard Nettleton got it. Is he somebody that wins a lot?
No, Richard hasn't won in a while.
Okay. Well, there we go. Downsizing. Richard got it. Good job.
Yep.
Somebody on Twitter said Suspiria, or somebody said Suspiria somewhere, but the movie that I was talking about was Downsizing, that he just kind of randomly popped up in.
Yeah. This is a great, Dream Demon's actually a great movie. It was one that was hard to find for a long time. Arrow brought it out. Yeah, David said, he won it from the 89 show and he loved it. It really is a great movie. Great 2K restoration. So we'll get this to Richard.
Absolutely. Yep. Congratulations.
Yep. And I want to thank Arrow Video because they support us with these giveaways. So thank you to Arrow. Arrow's got a lot of cool stuff coming out. I'm looking forward to that 4K of a Pitch Black still.
Yeah. And remember, just because you didn't win tonight's Blu-ray doesn't mean you're a loser. You're a winner in our eyes.
You're always a winner in my eyes.
Roll the inspirational music.
Da, da, na, na, na. Da, da, na, 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 na. Inspiration. Oh, Jesus.
So what do we got
help
coming
us.
up, Charles? We got
We got Dee Wallace.
We're not doing anything tomorrow night because we're doing it tonight. That's what happened. That's why everything went wrong. We did it on a Tuesday and not on a Wednesday.
That's nuts. We can't change our dates again. We got to do Wednesdays again.
So Charles said it. We do have Dee Wallace coming up this Saturday, 2 p.m. Central Time, and Dee is going to come on. She is everybody's favorite. We all love Dee, and we'll say that she's everyone's favorite horror mom or movie mom, or whatever you want to call it, because she was a mom in E.T. and everything else. So looking forward to talking to Dee this weekend. I love Dee. Dominic Mancini.
I asked Dee to marry me once.
Oh, well, yeah, thanks. Thanks for telling me.
I did. Then she found out I was already married, and I was like, look, my wife knows about you and me. It's cool. We can still get married.
We see how that happened. Well, what the cool thing is about Dee coming on the show is that she's also a guest at the upcoming Texas Frightmare weekend as part of a little E.T. reunion that we're doing. Because, we got Henry and whoever else there is from E.T. Sorry, can't remember everybody's names.
People from E.T.
Yeah.
Dee's super sweet, though. We love to talk to Dee. She's always nice. She's got a lot of stories. She's fun. So look forward to see what she's been up to.
And I have posted, if you have a question for Dee, if you want to comment on the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram, if you want to go ahead and post a question, you can. I'm going to be looking at those. We'll pick out some questions from there, and of course, we're going to pick out questions while we're live for Dee. So think of something really good. Think of something nobody's ever asked, and we'll ask Dee the question for you.
Charles Anderson said he missed a whole hour of the show tonight. You didn't really miss much. You just missed nothing working and us losing our damn minds.
Yeah, it was. It went kind of haywire, but we got back on track.
Get it, Loyd. You get it, big boy. Let me see it. Let me see those gumdrops. Let me see them.
Something that I ain't showing you my gumdrops.
I want to see it. Now the screaming starts. Let me see it. Let me see it.
Something that we've been talking about, Charles, we should let everybody know. We're thinking about maybe going live on Twitch and playing some games together.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm all set up. Ready to party.
I'm ready too. I even got a controller to plug into my computer to actually play games. So I it'll be easier for me. Some of the games we're thinking about playing are definitely horror based, but I'm thinking that we're gonna leave it a surprise what games they are, and I think you will be surprised with some of the games we pick. But I think that's going to be fun. If anybody's interested, come and check us out. I don't know when we're going to do it, but we'll let y'all know soon. And we'll go live for a little while and try to play some games.
I think maybe we should try it next week.
Okay.
Or even maybe this weekend. Maybe like Sunday. Who knows?
Okay. What do y'all think?
We'll try it out. You guys let us know. We've been talking about possibly changing around the time we go live for celebrity interviews to maybe, what dates are we thinking about, Loyd?
Well, I've gotten feedback on that, and I think what I'm seeing is Friday night around 7. That's what I'm seeing, and I think that would be good. I don't know. What do you think? Around 7 p.m. Friday
around
night.
7 is good. I think people were more interested in, later than the afternoons, and that would work because we still do our Twitch Prime screenings together on Saturday nights, which we'll have this Saturday. And that kind of helps us not dip into that. And I think it may be easier to get some guests on too, because of course it's early LA time when we're trying to get people on, so it may be a little easier.
It might be easier. Although we're not really having trouble with that. It seems like everybody has been excited to come on.
Yeah.
We just keep getting offers for people to come on, and that's great. We appreciate it. But what I'm thinking more is just it seems like the 2:00 slot is not as prime as some what our viewers would like us to be. Now somebody did mention something. We've already thought about this. It was brought up before. Me You Fool says y'all won't want to compete with the Joe Bob Briggs when he comes back with Joe Bob Briggs, and that's true. We're going to try not to do that because he comes on at 8:00 on Shudder on Friday nights. I think they're having a special this Friday. We don't want to step on his time, but it might be cool to have a pre-show, make it like a pre-show to Joe Bob's show. I don't know. Whatever y'all think. There is a poll or a question in our Patreon Discord. If you're a Discord or a patron, go to Discord and tell us what you think. You can also go to the Frightmare, the official Texas Frightmare Weekend group, and there is a post there asking. So if you want to weigh in on that, you can.
Yeah, and it's all trial and error. I mean, if we move it around, it doesn't work, we'll move it again. That's kind of what it is. But like Lloyd's saying, we've been going live at 2 on Saturdays, and like Lloyd's saying, that doesn't seem like a prime spot. We have a lot of people who can't join live. We get some rewatches later, but people miss the opportunity to be live with us, and that's what we like the most. So we want to try to optimize the best for everybody, because I much prefer when we're live with everybody. I mean, I love everybody to go back and watch and share this, but I love being live with everybody. It's fun.
It seems like we've had several people lately say, "Oh, I wish I could come, watch live, but I'm missing it live because I've got, work or whatever." And that's definitely, we want to try to make it a good time for everybody. We're already getting game suggestions, games that people would like to see us play on the chat, and that's great. Y'all keep the suggestions coming. Some people are saying Jackbox games, or there was another one that they said everybody could play along with us.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and then there's
we had something like that.
Yeah, there's a game called Carrion. They said Doom games. Quiplash is one of the games. I'm not familiar with that, but do you know that game?
I don't know that game either. I'm happy to all the suggestions you guys got, so throw them at us. We'll try it out. We're not super familiar with getting everything going, so Lloyd are gonna have to make sure we can try it out, because Lloyd and I want to get to where we can play it together, where we're both on and everything. And of course, it's probably gonna take some trial and error, because we're not experts in this by any means. We're kind of,
as you could tell by the beginning of our show tonight, we are not experts, but we are going to start playing some games. And I think what we'll start with is just some games where Charles and I play together. Just so we can get our feet wet in it and try not to have too many problems.
I don't know. Who knows?
Exactly. So,
all right. Well,
I think that's it, Charles. What about you?
Yeah, that's it till Saturday, guys. I mean, we'll have our normal time this week, 2 Central, and then we'll have a Twitch screening on Saturday. Do you know what the movie is this week?
This week is, who is, remind me who we got, because I think I just talked to him earlier. Is it Richard Nettleton this week?
Richard. Yeah, Richard.
No, I don't know yet. I don't know what the movie is yet.
Richard's out there somewhere. Richard knows.
Yeah, Richard, drop us a message so that we can... this is Richard Nettleton, by the way. Drop us a message on Facebook at the Frightmare page so that we can...
Oh, yeah. He did say Phantasm, didn't he? I thought he said Phantasm. Yeah, he did say Phantasm. Thanks, Steven and Travis and Charles, Argento fan. Yeah, everybody, you guys reminded us. That's what we need you guys for, to remind us. Me and Lloyd can't remember anything. We know what's going on.
Yeah, we even have a list, but, we don't look at it. Why look at a list? We'll just write
somewhere.
it down and forget it.
I think it's this. This is the list right here, I think. Here it is.
All right, guys. Well, Richard.
Love you guys.
Just
Love
saw
everybody.
Richard replied. He said he'll send me a message. Yeah, send me a message and I'll get you the login details and all that stuff too. That's it.
That's it, guys. Thanks, guys. Love everybody. Appreciate everybody sticking with us through all the craziness tonight. But we'll be back next Wednesday for this night for 1974. Next Wednesday, our normal day at normal time. Hopefully, nothing is going to be broken, and we can continue on with our lives like nothing ever happened.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all again from me. Thank you all very much for joining us. We love you all very much. We're so glad to be able to hang out with you. My name is Loyd Cryer. You've been watching Frightmare HQ, and I am with...
It's Charles Dose.
Thank you all very much. Have a good night, and we'll see you Saturday.
Bye, everybody.